What's up, team? This is Ruben from TGE. So I want to show you a quick trade recap on SPY. We got a 38% return on SPY today, just scalping the bottom and aiming for entrance level. And I'm going to show you how we did that using Gextron. But Gextron really honestly makes everything so easy. So first things first, we want to take a look at where is max reward, where is max pain, where is p-trans, n-trans, and then areas of interest. And so max pain right here, you can see it's at 595, which today we got closer, which is why we took call entries. And then you can see here that at the very end here, it's telling us that 620 is max reward. So max pain at 595, max reward at 620. Now, things that I need to look for as well is like where's n-trans, where's p-trans. N-trans are levels where like we start getting negative sentiment on SPY here. Like pretty much where negative gamma bars start displaying, and then anything to the left is just bad. Okay, it's just negative. P-trans is similar but the opposite. So positive bars and everything to the right is just positive. Okay, so at these levels, I found them, and then I also marked my areas of interest, at least from the downside. And we can see here, we can see that here, that I have a 620, 602.5, 602, 595, 600. So these are an area of interest, P-trans, N-trans, and max pain at the bottom. So what am I seeing here, right? Like, why did I take the trade? And also, like, how did I pick a contract to pick, right? So the other thing that I need to also share with you is that before I tell you all that stuff, is that here you're going to see something called WEM. These are my WEM lines. And in TGE Max, we always draw these before the week starts. So this tells us what the weekly expected move. So now we have a range as well too. Like now we have a range of like what's the weekly expected move for a SPY this coming week. It doesn't mean it can go lower, and it doesn't mean it can go higher. And sometimes it doesn't even reach the top or the bottom. Sometimes it's just flat throughout the week. Okay. So the way we figure that out with Gextron is that we just go to the little calendar section here, and before Monday comes on, which we did this yesterday, we look at Friday expiration. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Oh, we have a 9.75 point day. I think this was a little bit higher because time's kicking in, data's kicking in, and that's going to affect and skew the original expected move. So we grab those levels, we mark them, and then that's that. So now I have a layout. Now I have a range, I have a layout, and now it's time for like, well, how did I choose to go long, right? Like how did I pick the contract? Well, I started looking at volume, I started looking at price action, and I asked myself, what's going on here, right? We got close to max pain. It didn't quite touch max pain, which is okay. Okay, you don't need to think of these as hard, definite spots that the ticker has to hit. It doesn't have to. Think of them as zones. It could be $1 away. It could be 50 cents away. It could be 50 cents lower, right? It doesn't matter. It's just a zone. And the next thing that I looked at was like, well, is the bottom wick, like when are buyers stepping in? And you can see here at 10 o'clock, this 30-minute candlestick, buyers start to step in. The following candlestick, buyers are stepping in because we have a longer wick at the bottom and a short one at the top, even though it's a red candle, right? And if you notice, this is an inside candlestick. That means within this time frame, price is consolidating. It didn't go lower than the previous candlestick low, nor higher. Perfect. So it's consolidating for the last 30 minutes. And around 11 o'clock, I wait to see if price action started to come in and if volume was kicking in. Now, volume wasn't as strong as I expected. I wanted it to be a little bit stronger because we are in a negative zone area, right? It makes sense. If we're below N-trans level, as Gextron suggested, this is negative sentiment bearishness. And you can see here that the total gamma exposure for SPY is negative 9 billion. This is bad, right? This is very bearish. For us to be bullish, this needs to get to like 3 billion and above to be directional. And we're looking for directional trades. But nonetheless, it doesn't mean you can't profit aiming for other areas of interest within negative sides or positive sides. Like you could do like a mean reversal. So So here you can see when we got into this trade and buyers start to step in, some of our profit taking was right here, the majority of 600. Okay. And then it went a little bit higher here, close to entrance level, and we sold more here, pretty much out of the trade at this point. I just have like a couple runners here, and at this point I'm just kind of automating that. But this got us about a 38% return on the trade at this point. Now I'm not waiting for this entrance level to be hit, because just like we saw here, it's just a zone. Anything can happen here. Can it go higher? It most certainly can. It can go to P-trans and then go all the way to max reward if it wanted to, or to the WEM line. But this is a short-term trade, and it's not something that I'm super confident in yet until we get above P-trans level. So right now, I'm pretty much out of this trade. Like the position's already a winner. I'm out. I just have a couple runners at this point. That it's not really going to affect. Just squeeze a little bit extra juice out of the lemon. So now, what do I do from here, right? Like, well, if you haven't entered a position, you want to wait for a position. Let's say you're using a tool like Extron, then you would want to wait for the 602 for price action to go above it, right? Wait to see if it goes there, get close, make it enter a position or start a position here, get a few days out, get a couple weeks out, because this is a weekly expected move. I traded a weekly, and that's not the best choice to do. Give yourself like 2-3 weeks out so you can hit. You have enough time and enough buffer, enough insurance to hit the weekly expected move. Okay, and then maybe even max reward. So give yourself maybe 2-3 months out, and that's okay. This will give you more insurance and more probability, which that's what it's all about. It's about probability. Okay, and so that's the trade for SPY. Okay, if you're interested in trying out Gextron, there's a 7-day free trial. Just book a call. There's going to be a link in the description box. And if you have any questions, just put them in the comments and I'll get back to you. Peace.